Let's chat about David Blue's album, These 23 Days in September.
It's raining all over Frisco.
So that opening clip was David Blue playing live in Germany. So having found this album in the bargain bin, I knew nothing about David Blue. So I started listening and doing my research. And David Blue was an American singer-songwriter who died at 41. He is best known for writing Outlaw Man, which appears on the Eagles album Desperado. David Blue was with Bob Dylan and the Greenwich folk scene, and there are some interesting stories about him. In fact, if you look at the album The Basement Tapes, that is David Blue. So there's a couple of interesting stories about David. So originally, I guess his name was Cohen, his last name was Cohen, and since there was already a Leonard Cohen, it was suggested that he change his name to David Blue because of the color of his eyes, and Bob Dylan remarked, well, it's all over now, David Blue. Another story is that while Bob Dylan was writing Blowin' in the Wind, he asked David to play along, and so David Blue actually helped write that song, and it was performed later that evening. So let's take a look at the album. So you have the cover of the album, and then it opens up with all the lyrics, and I was very happy those were there. The album goes in this way, and then when you turn it around, you have his face, and then a close-up of his face, and then the album tracks. So this album is from 1968, and it is definitely singer-songwriter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over all the tracks on the first side, and I'm going to play them for you, play snippets for you. I'm not going to do that with the second side because it's more of the same. Before I begin, I just want to say that his lyrics are often poetic and ambiguous, and so they can be taken multiple ways. So I'm going to give some examples of that as I'm going through this. This song is about a lover who has become silent and withdrawn and won't communicate, and the writer of the song, or the narrator, can't seem to break through. It seems like the character of the song is depressed and maybe even suicidal because she keeps repeating, "When I'm gone," she says, "when I'm gone." Ambitious Anna seems to be an impressionistic portrait of a dancing woman. That's what it is at the beginning of the song. And it seems to hint that he's jealous, that his love is unrequited, or that he is getting love, but he has to share it with many people.
I know it's been so long. Girl, would you like to come home now?
It seems to be that she's a woman who can't be tied down to one man, but then some of the lyrics seem to hint that there could be another problem that is pulling her away, like drugs, and that she has to go to different people to get these drugs. There's also hints in the lyrics that she might be some kind of prostitute or like a private dancer, like the Tina Turner song, and that the narrator of this story is the husband or the father who is trying to get her to stop to come home. Here's an example where the lyrics are impressionistic and a little bit ambiguous, and they can be taken in different ways. You Need a Change, to me, was very reminiscent of a Bob Dylan song where he's talking to someone who seems to be smug and self-righteous and who is only parroting the ideas, the constantly changing ideas of the street. And this is going to inform that person's look and mannerisms and ideas. And that person is always off to the next change, but really what the change that needs to occur in that person is they need to change this kind of bad habit.
Do you continue to go down? Would you rather say something
The Grand Hotel seems to be about the narrator going to a woman who provides comfort and solace, but the woman demands to know his innermost thoughts, and she's annoyed when he won't give his all.
My words she would not believe. Convinced that I am back from her.
But the last verse turns biblical, and I wasn't really sure how to interpret that. The Sailor's Lament. Now, of these 5 tunes, I found this one to be the most problematic because there were some lyrics that were kind of iffy, and the meaning is weird and obscure. Maybe, you know, sometimes the meaning seems to shift. That's actually something that seems to happen. You seem to think one thing in these songs, and then the meaning will shift. And so you're constantly having to update what you think about these songs and how to interpret them. For example, I will read you these lyrics. Her south coast was my voyage, her harbor was my sea. Now, I don't know about at the time, but those lyrics seem very kind of cliched. However, that same song has, I feel, one of the prettiest parts of the album.
We can ride forever, said what she did in her position.
So overall, would I recommend this album? I would. It's very pleasant. It's very nice listening, and if you actually focus on the lyrics, you're going to get a lot out of this album. If you are really interested in singer-songwriters, folk singers, I think David Blue is someone that you need to know about because he was really important in that scene. And if you're really into Bob Dylan, then you should definitely know about David Blue. If you're a casual fan of music, then you might not want to pick this up. It rewards a few listens so that you could start to think about the lyrics. His voice is very nice, and he does interesting things with his voice. But the album, even though the songs are very different, because it's singer-songwriter, a lot of this, it will sound the same to you unless you really dive deeper. So I hope you enjoyed this album review of David Blue's These 23 Days of September. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you like my content. Thank you for watching. We are going to end with another clip of David Blue playing live in Germany.
He says he can't take it, and he takes it every day. He takes it like the hungry, lonely